Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, so let's just dive in. And let's start off with this tweet here from Crypto Nagato. And we do see the Fed will generate $2 trillion out of thin air by simply clicking a few buttons on a computer. In the meantime, total crypto market capitalization is just above $1 trillion. $1 trillion for an industry that will be the backbone of a new world. Can you see how early we are? And yes, I did report on this yesterday. We are about to see major liquidity being injected into the system. This is a very large amount of money. And in fact, when we go over here, this was the official report that we were reading yesterday. It was actually this article down here. But we do see the Federal Reserve's emergency loan program may inject as much as $2 trillion of funds into the U.S. banking system and ease the liquidity crunch. We do see down here the program was set up earlier in March as Treasury two-year yields have dropped by 60 basis points this week. So far, the U.S. banking system still has $3 trillion in reserves per JP Morgan strategist. So again, there's $3 trillion in reserves. We're putting in more money now, $2 trillion, to have $5 trillion total. This is insane. But I also do believe that this is painting a picture on just how small of a market cap crypto still is, even at its all-time highs of $3 trillion. And I do believe that crypto will be the backbone. In fact, I think that a lot of these DLT technologies will become the core infrastructure of everyday life, and it's only a matter of time. But in the short term, I do think that 2023 is going to be huge for crypto. I think that we are about to see everyone's idea around what's going to happen with crypto get completely blown out of the water. I don't know if we will see new all-time highs this year. It's a possibility, but I do think that we will see a major run up. And it all starts with liquidity being injected into the system. We actually do see over here, the Fed just increased its balance sheet by about $300 billion, taking it back to levels it was at in November of 2022. So the printer press is already starting. We're starting to see money being printed out of thin air yet again, and this is all to back the big banks. This is all to back the banking system that has started to crumble. The crazy thing is, though, is that what would have happened if this banking scenario happened on a Monday? Actually, you see over here from the Kabaisi letter, if the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank occurred on a Monday, it would have been a completely different situation. Regulators are lucky that the collapse happened on a weekend. If not, we would have seen a 1930s style run on the banks. The timing seems to have worked out. I don't believe that we are out of the water just yet. I think that, even with yesterday's report with Credit Suisse and with the recent events around the banking system, I think that this is just the beginning. Central banks and the Fed, yeah, they could try to back up this entire industry, but we have to take a step back and question, well, what are the repercussions? In my opinion, hyperinflation is going to happen, whether people like it or not. 2024 is going to be a very rough year. And again, you have a lot of people saying, no, 2024 is going to be great for crypto. We'll talk about that here in a second, though. But we do see over here, just in $30 billion to be deposited into First Republic Bank, FRC, by JP Morgan, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Citi, and more. The big four banks as well. This is insane. Look at how much money is being thrown into these banks to back them up. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. The bailouts are starting. Again, for anybody that was around during 2008, I'm sure that you are getting major deja vu. Because if we are looking at things from a zoomed out perspective, not what the mainstream media wants you to believe, things are starting to break. And we do question on what's going to be Jerome Powell's next move. Is it going to pause? Is it going to be 25 BPS? What's going to happen here? Is if we do get a pause, combined with the liquidity injection into the system, a huge move around crypto is going to happen. I know that the 15K to 26K move on Bitcoin was huge. But imagine us going past 30, 40, 50K. I mean, it's going to change very fast. But we do see over here as well, U.S. banks borrowed $164.8 billion from the Federal Reserve over the past week. New record. This is crazy. Like, we need the mainstream media to be relentless on reporting around this. Because guess what? This is a big problem. And this is a big deal. But I don't believe a lot of people are paying attention to this. I think everyone should be focused on the banking sector right now because it's weakening. And, as this weakens and, as the economy itself continues to, I don't even know how to describe it. What? Just kind of get by? I mean, we have to question what happens next because I've talked about it. I do think that the economy is going to collapse. And I think that what rises from the ashes is going to be this new system. And this new system is not going to be for our benefit. No, it's actually targeting the retail sector's privacy. It's targeting control against the retail sector as well. Like, this is a big deal. But nonetheless, in the short term, everyone has been focused on the Bitcoin halving. And I even said over on Twitter that I don't care about the Bitcoin halving. We talk about the 4-year cycle a lot in crypto. The 4-year cycle is essentially liquidity. It's the way liquidity works around these markets. And it's very similar to like liquidity flows. Like it happens every 4 years. But question is that we're seeing liquidity being injected into the system now. We're seeing a lot of liquidity being moved around. And I even said, like, in my opinion, we get a very significant 2023 run by Q3. Then we get absolutely destroyed 2024 and possibly go into a much longer than expected bear market. I also believe that it will stretch beyond 2025. Just my opinion. Now, again, a lot of people can disagree with me. That is because this is my opinion. Nobody needs to follow what I do. But a lot of people even said, like, sure, ignore the halving. A lot of people think that the halving is huge, and a lot of people think that it's going to affect the market in a positive way, just like it has done in the past. And I haven't pivoted from my initial thoughts. I still believe that, we could see all-time highs this year. But I'm not putting all my money on Bitcoin halving. I'm just not. The entire herd is following, Bitcoin halving. I'm very similar to other individuals, an outsider when it comes to this. But even other people were saying, like, same. It's the Fed's timing that's leading us. Previous halvings just happened to line up with other factors in the economy. And I do think that is the case as well. It's all liquidity. It's all liquidity. It's all focused on liquidity. But we also do see over here, like from Credible Crypto, when the narrative starts lining up with the technicals. And what he's talking about around this entire market is his updated view on Bitcoin. In fact, Credible Crypto has been talking about Bitcoin for a while and this huge wave 5 that would essentially move Bitcoin to a new all-time high. And is that possible? It definitely is. But is it going to happen? That's the big question. But as we look at the market right now, like we are starting to see a big move in the market. Bitcoin on the 7-day span up 20, almost 8%. Bitcoin dominance is also drastically increasing. Like right now, altcoins, they're still doing very good. On the 7-day span, they're doing very, very good. On the 24-hour span, they are also doing very good. But I want you all to understand that when we see a significant move on Bitcoin, we'll say to the all-time high, for an example, we will see altcoins get decimated during that time because of Bitcoin dominance increasing. I talked to you guys a little bit about the dominance cheat sheet where dominance is increasing, Bitcoin's price is increasing, and altcoins actually start to decrease. It's because liquidity is moving from those altcoins to ignite the Bitcoin run. It's all about flow, money flow. Follow the money within crypto. But I do think that XRP is also going to have a significant run up this year as well. Because just like the rest of the market, I do believe that XRP is going to have a huge move tied to it. In the short term, though, I do think that we will see buy opportunities. So far, on the 3-month span, this thing has been just trailing sideways. On the 1-year span, you could also see that it's been just trailing sideways since the summertime. So we are waiting for expansion to happen on a lot of altcoins. I've been focused more so on the total and also the total too. On the total, we are actually seeing us wick slightly above the 786. And we've started to do this in the past as well. But the past previous times that we've started to break out of this, we've gotten a rejection off of it. So what I'm waiting for is us to actually retest the high up here from August. And when we do get that, it's going to be a big question on like what happens next. Well, in my opinion, I do believe that we will see a significant move to the 1414 and also the 1618, which is around 1.6 trillion to 1.4 trillion. This is huge because when we do get this move, well, one, we're already close to the summer lows, but this will be an area that we haven't seen since January. And also, this is a level that we started to see when we started to push up back in August of 2021 before we went to the all-time high. So we are definitely watching the total closely because I do think that this is about to run up. I also think that liquidity within these markets is about to increase drastically. I think a lot of people are going to get sidelined. I think a lot of people are still waiting for, Bitcoin to fall. I think a lot of individuals out there still believe that we are in a fake rally, that, Bitcoin is just in a relief rally in a bear market. And again, I could understand that. I could definitely see where a lot of people are at with that. And I always say prepare for either scenario. Am I going all in right now on this market thinking that, all-time highs are going to be hit? No. But I am, and I've been saying this for a while, about like 70-30. I still have 30% stables on the sidelines, but for the most part, I'm 70% in this market. So I'm definitely watching right now what altcoins are about to do. I've been focused on the total two. I think that the total two right now should definitely be focused on because we are hitting resistance and we've rejected off this in the past. I'm watching to see if we get a strong rejection here on the total two. I've been looking mainly at the 3-day span on this thing. As you guys do see, we did see a lot of support being had at the 382 fib level. Right now, we need to break out of the 618. And I do think that when we do get a significant breakout here, we probably target the 786 up here at about 630, almost $2 billion, which will be great for altcoins. But in the short term, I think all eyes are on Bitcoin. I know that a lot of people are going to hate me for saying that, but that's how money flows within this market. You see money trickle into Bitcoin, then from Bitcoin to Ethereum, and then from Ethereum, you get the large cap gems like XRP, ADA, etc. Those will start to move drastically. So I'm focused right now on what's happening around this market. Mainly, I'm actually looking at the total and the total too. I just think that these are the big ones to focus on right now. But I even shared my ideas on Bitcoin dominance recently in a video, and this thing has been starting to break out drastically. I mean, like, look at these 3-day candles on Bitcoin dominance. This is insane. So we're definitely watching this. We're testing the 786 right now. This is probably going to break within the next couple days. I wouldn't doubt it if we broke tomorrow and continued even higher, but we are getting there. And a lot of people, including Credible Crypto, for example, believe that Bitcoin dominance actually is about to ignite a major run-up on altcoins, meaning what we are going to see is something like, this run-up here that we're seeing will probably outreach well above, these fib levels. Will probably hit the 1618 at about 55, almost 56%. And then from there, we will get a drastic drop on Bitcoin dominance, igniting what most will call an alt season. But it's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens because I think that this is what is going to happen because I think that's just going to catch a lot of people off guard. I think that right now, as we look at crypto, a lot of people are sidelined. A lot of people believe that this is a scam rally. And, could I be wrong? 100%. But I do think that I'm going to bet against the herd, like I've had in the past, like I've always done, because I just think that a lot of people will be surprised. I think that a lot of people will be shocked by the next price move within this market, just like they have been so far with Bitcoin. I remember specifically a lot of people shorting Bitcoin down here at 16.5K, 17K. And guess what ended up happening? Boom, a massive run up in the market. And so far, the price action on Bitcoin has been looking very, very good. And we are waiting for this retest of 26.6K in order for us to break above it. So far, we've gotten a nice breakup above the resistance zone. We're already breaking out. So we need to see a lot more liquidity in, or I should say volume in, to push us even higher. And once we break out of the 3-day 200 EMA, which I've been focused on, and even on the weekly as well, right? So we've been looking at the weekly. We're already above significant levels. The weekly candle closes this weekend, and if we can get a significant close above 26 point almost 6K up here, oh, it's going to be a nice party. It's definitely going to be something interesting to watch. But I am still waiting on significant levels of demand being targeted up here. But I'm looking at that 1618 at 37.1K. And I do believe that that is going to be our next major target if we can break out and have significant volume flow in. So with all that in mind, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. So it's up to you all. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. It's been Nick. Peace out, guys.